So one of the most important things that I've learned in cultivating kind of a varied life of hearing God and keeping his voice pertinent in every area of my life, and that is the power of always going to the Lord when I'm not sure what to do and asking questions of him. This is something I talk about a lot. It's something that I prioritize a lot. But I think especially moving into different seasons when people have opportunities in front of them, they're not sure what they're supposed to do with different things that are presented in front of their life. People are almost always looking for 100% sure thing from God. And what I found is that when people don't have a 100% sure answer from God, they'll start to rely on their own intellect and their own mind to make the choices. Now that can be helpful because God certainly blesses us with wisdom. He gives us the mind of Christ. But one of the ways you get to that place of having wisdom, having the mind of Christ, is having a continued relationship with God where you invite him into everyday decisions and into the longevity of your hopes and your dreams coming to pass. The way you do that is by asking of the Lord and seeking of the Lord and then being obedient once he reveals an answer to you. Jeremiah 33:3 says, "Call to me, I'll answer you. I'll tell you great and hidden things you have not known." Deuteronomy 29:29 says, "The things that are hidden belong to the Lord our God. The things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever." So there's a relationship in scripture that's encouraged, that talks about God's nature, that when we don't know, when we have decisions to make, or when we feel lost and alone, if we cry out to God or we ask questions of him and he answers us, then he gives us something that we can hold on to forever. Most people struggle because they ask God a question. They ask God a question like, "God, do you love me?" God responds, "Yes, I love you." Then the next time they need to ask God a question that they doubt the very first answer God gave them of, "Yes, I love you." So then they repeat the question, "Do you love me?" God says, "Yes, I love you." Then they start in a repetitive motion and a repetitive relationship with God where they doubt his answers and they doubt the validity of his answer being true for the remainder of our days. That comes in conflict with the nature of God, who says, once I reveal something to you, once I share something with you, it's yours forever. So if you want to build in God's voice in your life and you want to start to see a foundation come of stability to you, stability in how you think, stability in how your heart responds to things, I would encourage you to ask God questions and invite him into decision making. But then when he gives you an answer, think through, what would my response be to this answer? If he says, "Yes, I love you," or "Yes, I'm providing for you," then how am I going to act? How am I going to respond in order to respond to his answer, to solidify that thing in my life so I'm not jumping on a reoccurring wheel asking the same questions over and over and over again? Then we wonder, why isn't God showing up in other areas of my life? Why isn't he giving me an answer here? And the Lord's sitting there saying, well, I'm answering the same questions to you. You're asking a different question now, but are you solid yet on the first thing that I said to you? And so it's the building of relationship back and forth with God that allows you to have a foundation, that allows God to say, okay, now you're a mature person because you're not asking a repetitive question. You know, it's children who ask repetitive questions all over and over again. What time are we leaving? Are we doing this? When are we doing this? When are we going to get to grandma's house? When is it going to be Christmas? It's a mature believer who understands that when God gives an answer, it's set. And then they can start to move forward, plan, build, and ask other questions to develop the full scope and vision of their life around those foundational answers from the Lord. Hope this helps you, and I hope this helps you mature in the variation of God's voice and what it looks like to be a person who lives in a revelation lifestyle. Hey, if you like this video and it impacted you, make sure you comment and like the video and share it with a friend so that they can get the same understanding that you just got. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page so you can get all the fresh content that's being released. And don't forget to hit the bell on the side of the subscribe button so you get all the notifications and you don't miss a beat. I can't wait for you to live the best life that God already has waiting in store for you.